I'm like, okay, what is that sound? So I sit up in my bed and I turn around to look at what my roommate is doing. And y'all, this man is literally
Got a lot on your plate. Different world, different state. It's not your fault, you started late. Take your time and you'll be straight. Lean on me cause I got faith in what you're doing, you're pursuing.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's me, Brima. I know it's been a while, but I'm finally in college and I just wanted to give you guys a quick life update. I am in the BFA acting program at Texas State. It's really rigorous, it's a lot of work, so I've kind of been slacking on posting just because my life has been so chaotic. And we're going to talk about some of the chaos today. So guys, I am here at the Texas State Party School, Bop City, Stairmaster University, whatever you want to call it. I'm here and I actually love it here. Now, I've been socializing, I've been meeting new people, going new places, having new experiences, and some experiences are more crazier than others, like my roommate experience. So our story starts towards the end of my senior year of high school. I just found out I got into the acting program. Woo woo! Really excited. And the next step after getting into the program was finding a roommate that would be staying in the dorms for like the theater kids. At first, I thought I would just try to find another acting major to room with, and then I thought I'm gonna be in class with these people all day. I might as well find someone who's a theater major but not an acting major. So I looked on the housing portal and I found this one guy named, we'll call him Domino. So I reached out to Domino and I was like, hey, are you looking for a roommate? Because I'm looking for one. And he was like, yeah, I'm looking for a roommate. So I was like, okay, shit, let's FaceTime, get to know each other. And we did just that. We FaceTimed and we seemed to vibe really well together. He seemed to have like this chill vibe. He liked to read plays, which if you know me, I'm more of a play person than a musical person. So that was also really cool. And he was into like musicals and stuff. And I was like, okay, shit, like we'll have stuff to talk about when we're in the dorm together. Like we have stuff in common, obviously, because we're both theater majors. But at the same time, you don't want to be rooming with like a film major where you're like, what is an aspect ratio? So that's when me and him decided to lock in and officially tell the school that we were going to room together. And when we came to school in August, we would be in the room together. I actually met Domino for the first time at NSO during the summer, the new student orientation. And we really just chilled together the whole time. We went to the dining hall, we went to the events together, and he just seemed to have like a really cool vibe. And it was just good to finally see him in person and get to know him more. And I honestly thought that we had a similar sense of humor. But guys, the funny thing was, anytime I would show any of my homegirls, because you know, girls have intuition, a picture of this guy, they would all be like, I don't know, Brima, he has a sort of weird vibe. I don't know, he has a look to him. And I always gave it the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, guys, stop being bullies. You know, this is just like a chill guy. Like, he couldn't do any harm. So after orientation was over, I was like, okay, dude, you're cool. I'm fucking with you. I'll see you in August, you know, bye-bye. So fast forward to August. He moves in, I think, a few days before me. So the day I moved in, he wasn't actually around, which was good for me. So I had time to unpack my stuff. And guys, my room was fucking gorgeous. Here's a video of how good the room looked. Like, I had vines set up, I had posters, like it just looked so good. And I thought that this was gonna be my forever home for the first year of college. So guys, a few more weeks in and everyone in our dorm hall is like getting to know everyone. Like, since we're all theater majors, we all go to the theater building and we just have classes together, so everyone knows each other and it's sort of like a community, and people are always chilling in the lobby. So sometimes I would go up to different groups of people just to talk, especially girls, because I just vibe with girls more easier than guys. And my roommate would sometimes already be chilling with these people. And the really weird thing that would happen is he would start making these really weird sexual freaky jokes to these girls. It's like he took on this whole different personality when he was in front of the girls, and it was really weird. Like, he would start making like really freaky jokes, or like comments at the girls, and I would just be looking over at him like, dude, what are you doing? What are you talking about? And I felt really blindsided because I'm like, I did not know that you had this side to you. It made me really uncomfortable, and I'm sure it made the girls uncomfortable. And I was just like, my roommate is a reflection of me. So that's when I started keeping my distance away from him because I'm like, okay, this guy might just be a creep. Sometimes late at night, I would be chilling in my room, in my bed, bonnet on, scrolling on Instagram Reels, just chilling, relaxing, decompressing from the long day. And my roommate would be in his bed on the other side of the room. This is what our rooms look like. So, as I mentioned before, I had more stuff on my side of the room as he did his. And I had a whole bunch of lamps because I hated the overhead LED lights. And he didn't really have any type of lamps. So, late at night, I would have my lamps on and it would light my half of the room and his half would be dark. So, you couldn't really see what was going on his side. And sometimes I would just be chilling and I would hear these rustling sheet sounds and like a deep huffing and puffing sound. But the thing was, every time I turned around to look at what was happening, it would just stop. And I'm like, okay. And, I always gave it the benefit of the doubt. Like, okay, maybe he's like meditating, or maybe he was just like, like stretching or something was going on. And I just kind of gaslit myself out of thinking the worst because I had already heard a lot of things about him from people. I had already seen how he acted in front of girls. And I was just like, Lord, please don't let it be what I think it is. But one night, I found out what was really going on. This occurred early last month in September. It was a Sunday night, about 12 o'clock midnight, same setting in our dorm. I'm chilling in my bed, bonnet on, scrolling on Instagram Reels, cackling, having a good time, and my roommate is on his side of his room in his bed. And I had my usual lamps on my side of the room. So as I'm scrolling on Instagram and just trying to decompress and get myself together for school tomorrow on Monday, I start hearing these rustling sheet sounds, like his sheets were moving. And I was like, okay, that's the same sound again. And I start hearing this deep huffing and puffing sound. And my back is turned to my roommate. I'm facing my wall, just kind of like this, and he's that way. And I'm like, okay, what is that sound? So I sit up in my bed and I turn around to look at what my roommate is doing. And y'all, this man is literally on top of his bed, sheets off, dry humping his fucking mattress. Like literally deep hip thrusting his mattress. And he's just going at it. And I'm like, literally in my head, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I don't say anything. And I'm just like, I'm literally like getting traumatized like in that moment. And I stand up out of my bed and I grab my phone and I grab my keys and I run out of the room. I'm like, boy, what the fuck? Why are you D'Angeloing your mattress right now? So I get out of the room and I'm hyperventilating. I can't even like process what just happened. And I do the only thing I know I can do. And I go upstairs to my homegirl's room and I tell her what happened. And I'm like, can you please walk down back with me to tell the RA? So I tell the RA and his face, he's literally looking like me. He's like, oh my God. And he's like, I'm sorry that happened. I'll talk to him tomorrow. And in my head, I'm thinking, you need to go in that room right now and break down that door before he fully sautés that mattress. And I'm just like, what the actual fuck? Like, like it was like a lack of action or something, which like no shade. Cause it's like, it's like, what do you do in that situation? But I feel like, it was just a little bit too not enough action taken once I reported the incident. And he was just like, I'll talk to my boss tomorrow about it. And I'm like, okay. In my head, I'm thinking like, what about tonight? And I'm like, where am I going to sleep? So I had to go run back in the room. And my roommate is like up by this time. Like he's sitting up in his bed, like nothing fucking happened. And I just like, I can't even look at him. And I just grab like my pillow, my like one blanket and like my bottle, like my, water bottle, and my keys and my wallet, and I literally have to go sleep downstairs in the basement on the cold, hard floor. I slept in the basement of the residential hall.
Sometimes I regret the day I put this ring on. Looking at my watch, you should have been home.
And y'all, I'm literally scared as fuck. I'm like, it's dark in here, anyone could come down here and, something could happen. But luckily, I was able to sleep through the night. Nothing bad happened. And I woke up the next morning and I literally have neck pain and back pain from sleeping on the literal floor. And I'm just like, I can't fucking do this shit. And I hadn't spoken to my roommate since before the incident occurred. And I was not going to speak to him in person. I'm literally disgusted by him. So I instead send him this big paragraph you can pause to read, where I basically call him out and I'm like, hey, I caught you doing what you were doing, but I know this was not like the first time. And I was just like really upset. And I was like, don't talk to me. You're disgusting.
Don't call me. Don't come by my house. We're done.
And, I've told people they're going to take the proper measures. So I thought. And like, I just like really gave it to him. So I finally get to talk to like my RA's boss or whatever. And she was like, hey, so I heard about the concern that you had last night. And I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking, concern? It was not concern. It was assault because he committed a sexual action in the same room as me that did not consent to like being in the same room as. Like, it was just like the process of like getting help was like really rough. And ultimately, I ended up being the one that had to move out and not him. And they were like, oh, we can't require him to move out. And I'm like, okay, like that's literally crazy. So at this point, I'm feeling really down in the dumps. And I didn't tell my mom what happened because I was just like scared of what she would say, because I actually like, she never really met my roommate. So I was thinking maybe she might have been like, well, I should have, if I had met him, I probably wouldn't have been able to tell you, like sort of like an I told you so thing. And I just was dealing with the whole situation by myself. And I ended up having to like take all of my shit, which you saw in the video. I have a lot of stuff, and I had to take it to the dorm across the street. I had to move out into a whole different dorm, and I had to leave all of my acting major friends behind. And it's like now I'm sort of removed from them, and I'm in this whole different dorm. And I ended up setting in my stuff. And on the bright side, I'm in a double room, but it's actually like only me in here. I don't have a roommate because I ended up moving into this dorm late. So there was like, an extra room. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all, it was definitely like a traumatic situation. And I'm not someone who's just like, oh, I scraped my knee when I was 5. It was trauma. I have trauma. But like that genuinely kind of got me. I'm not gonna lie. So I ended up filing a report with the Title IX department of my school, just basically telling them what happened and what my roommate did. And it's just on file in case I ever want to like move forward with, the sort of case, because it is a case of sexual misconduct and low-key indecent exposure. So a few days after I moved out, I ended up having some stuff come back to me of, things my roommate said to other people. And this guy was basically like, oh, he blew it out of proportion. It wasn't that big of a deal. And I'm like, nigga, if I turn around and see you, doing somersaults on your mattress and you're literally like dry humping deep in your fucking mattress, it is a big deal. Like, it is a pretty weird situation. So he's just a weird guy. And I hope that, people like are staying away from him and they're just steering clear, especially girls. And I also found out that on the whiteboard in the basement of the hall I used to stay in, people have like made like drawn different people, like cartoons of like everyone that stayed in the hall. And there's one of me, but there's like an X on my face and it's like R.I.P. Brima, we miss you. And then there's also another one of my roommates, and someone drew him like with his mattress. I'll put up a picture, but it was just so funny. And I was like, damn, bitches really miss me over there. I miss all of my friends over there, but they're literally right across the street, so I can visit them anytime, but it's just not as convenient. And I also heard that my roommate is now talking to a girl. Fucking finally. Maybe if he was doing that back then, that shit would have never happened. And I'm just thinking to myself, this poor girl, this poor thing, she doesn't even know that her boyfriend has a side chick, and it's not even like an actual human being, but an inanimate object. He low-key has a baby mama named Twin X Alicia, and in about 9 months, she's gonna have 2 twin baby mattresses named after him. But yeah, guys, it was a stressful situation, but I'm doing okay now. And I actually kind of enjoy staying in this new dorm because unlike the one I used to live in, everything is on the same floor as me. The kitchen, the laundry room, the ice machine, the vending machine, the bathroom, like literally everything is like either right across from me or right next door to me. So I'm in a peaceful dorm and I'm loving the acting program. and I'm just, making the most of my college experience. So if any of y'all are going to college soon, make sure that you don't just go with any roommates that you think you vibe with. Get a background check. You need to know their blood type. You need to know their government name. You need to know their social security. You need to know their spiritual background. You need to know everything, apparently, because niggas are crazy. So anyway, guys, I think it's pretty safe to say that I'm back. So you can expect more videos of me doing and experiencing all types of things. So make sure you subscribe, like this video, comment, all the good stuff. And y'all saw the channel intro. Like, I'm not coming to play. Like, I'm very serious about this. I love you guys. Stay safe. And please, for the love of God, don't dry hump your mattress. Bye.